all mean the same thing. If you read and then the website, depending on what website you on, it'll say something totally different. I don't know.
I think they'd be listening to what you say, and they
But
just pull it
the
up and say,
phone,
"This is for you."
yeah, that should be listening to what you think sometimes. Like I'd be so
Yeah, niggas,
surprised.
niggas
My
hit me up like the shit ain't streaming yet.
it's on now. I just hit the button, man. All right, all right, all right, all right. This might be risky. These are Hampton Stampede in the building. We had to kind of switch it up. We had to do impromptu today on Wednesday. We are prepared, but we got a couple people running late. It is what it ought to be. You know what I'm saying? But they'll be here soon. So get ready for some action, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God damn it. Adrian, what's popping?
What's good, man? What's good, man? Good to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Everything's everything.
Everything is everything, bro. How you doing, Ham? Because nobody don't never ask you back. How you doing, bro?
I appreciate it, man. I'm regular, bro. You know what I mean? Eddie was good.
Chilling, man. You already know, man. Doing these squats so I can lift these fat joints.
Wow.
I see you with the cutoff on and all that.
You already know, bro.
I can dig it. Hey, let's welcome Sinead to the show. Sinead, plug yourself real quick. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
All right, so I'm originally from the Bronx. I live in Middletown, Connecticut. I do a little bit of everything. I'm into politics. I'm into advocacy. I worked with kids. I am a mom. And yeah, that's me.
Why you got so much shit to do?
Listen, if you knew my story, you see why. Because we're going to get into this topic about y'all men.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
You better hope you got some backup coming, boy.
Listen, politics is a male-dominated arena, so I can handle myself.
All right, because we don't shoot no fair ones. I don't know if you ever watched The Locker Room, nigga. Everybody gets jumped. This is Hampton Stampede. This might be risky. We here. Hell no. Q, how far you off from your house? Hell no.
You don't pull over, man.
Get him out of here.
Now, what up, my ass? How far is your house?
I'm like 10 minutes away.
You got the windows down?
Huh?
You got the windows down?
Oh. I don't got the windows down here. My nigga, how you gonna switch up? How you gonna switch up on Thursday? Niggas is accommodating the show, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit! I think I read the message today,
Bruh.
and saw tomorrow, and I'm like, oh, we good. We on for Thursday.
All right.
No,
all right.
today.
I got it.
You gonna put the lights on though, Q? I mean, you riding in the dark and everything. We can't see you.
Yeah. I think she got a
That's
Civic.
illegal in Connecticut, ain't it?
Yeah, I think it's illegal everywhere. You blind people behind you, but you'll be home
So
soon.
what up, Sinead? What up, Eddie? What up, Adrian? What up, Ham?
What it do?
Good, what's good? What's good? Hey, Poop, what's going on, man? Welcome.
Hey, get there how you get there, Q. Sometimes you gotta, you might have to be in the car sometimes.
Yo.
I'm pulling a Slim this week. Yeah.
Yo, why you?
I'm on my way.
Why you got your breasts out again? You went on another date?
Hey, it's all right. It's all right. Slim, do what
Eddie
you do.
is loving it.
Listen, Slim, hey.
Oh, God.
Somebody give me
Eddie drinking.
Hold on a second.
How many? Is it the same nigga you went on a date with?
Relax him. Relax.
I can't know, man.
Wow.
All right, y'all.
We'll talk about it another time.
I'm about to log off. I'm about to log off. I'm about to be home, but I feel like I'm fucking up the sound. So I'm about to peace out.
Nah,
but I'm gonna come back
just ride. You all right? We gonna mute you.
We're
for a
on mute.
Second. Yeah, we good. All right, Alex will be here in a second. You good? Alex will be here in a second. So, but I wanted to address this real quick. Oh, Kim said hi. What's up, Kim?
Kim, what's going on?
All right. Did y'all see this shit here? Hold on. Did y'all see this?
I saw that shit.
Antonio Brown
Oh,
publicly
man.
dumped Keisha Cole after she got AB tattooed on her backside.
Bruh.
Y'all see this shit? They was
I saw
dating
it.
for like a month and a half.
Yeah, she's.
But that's not surprising though. She a bird.
Yeah, yeah.
But like hold on. But a tattoo though?
She's a bird, man. Like her mother was.
This is how old is Keisha Cole?
She's like 37, 38.
Yeah, she almost 40.
All
She
right.
old enough to know better.
Yeah, too old for that.
You don't know better than me.
So Poop, what's your take on this? She got dumped by AB after 2 months, got a tattoo of him, was talking about he could be a Grammy award-winning artist and all that. What you think?
You can't get dumped in 2 months because you're not together. A 2-month period is not together. And you're like, I'm not getting anybody, like, I'm not getting my kids' names. Like, we know what your name is. There's no reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to each its own. I know him, you got a few tats, but no.
Got no fucking.
no.
Come on,
Adrian, why you laughing?
Put him in the fucking bed. Get him out of here.
You know, it's a no for me.
Oh,
It's a no. Like, I'm never tattooing anybody's name just because then you got to get it covered up.
Yeah.
That's wild, especially after 2 months. There's no way that the D was that good. It's impossible.
It's not impossible. People do stupid shit.
No, she has, as you said, that she has bird tendencies, and it's just.
Yeah. And she has crack in her system. Her mother was a crackhead.
Keisha
So it's just crack behavior.
Eddie, so is that your take on it?
That's my take on it. It's crackhead shit. Like, why would you put permanent ink on your body, especially like, you know, and I used to work with special needs kids. So AB is a special needs adult. Like, why would you do that? Like, this man is not wired all the way tight. I don't care how many interviews he's been on talking about they don't understand me. Like, bro, like, you know, this man has an IEP. All my educators watching, we know what it is. Like, you at the back of the bus, you got, you know, when he was on a trip as a child, they put a string around his wrist. Like, come here, AB. Like, why would you tattoo that nigga's name on your back like that? Like, it's not 2001. Like, why are you doing that? Is what it is.
She bugging. Shanae, what you think?
That she was dumb as hell. Like Slim said, why are you tattooing anybody's name on you? We know what your name is. There's no point in that. Last I remember he had some type of issues going on. Wasn't he like dealing with some court stuff and legal things with the NFL? He has mental health issues and anger management stuff. Like that don't even sound like it was gonna go anywhere, to be honest, with that relationship. It really wasn't. 2 months is like y'all really just in a situationship, y'all doing your thing. Not long enough for you to be thinking about tatting him up on you.
Yeah. That screams daddy issues.
Adrian, what you think?
Yeah, I agree with everybody else. They both just got a lot of issues because AB stuff the whole world can see. And she what, 40? Like, you 40 getting people like that just makes no sense at all. So it's like, yeah, she probably got a lot of stuff going on too, man. We probably need to pray for her, yo. Just pray for our people, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay to get tattoos at 40 though, right?
Yeah, but not of nobody who you met in 2 months and you see publicly like how they have issues. Okay. Like everybody, the whole world sees this. So it's only worse probably in real life.
You shouldn't even really told nobody about that. Like, that's just somebody, if y'all doing what y'all doing, y'all just do that quietly. You don't let nobody know that you letting this weird person knock it down.
Well, this is look, like this is
keep in mind, she's also the
so
same
bad.
That had a baby with the 23-year-old little boy.
Who's
she
that?
had another kid? I didn't know that.
She had a baby.
Yeah, after she was with Boobie, her husband.
Yeah, her kid's father is the same age as my son.
Like, put that together. Her ex's name Boobie.
Who, the basketball player?
He had a baby with a nigga that's like, you know, just graduated high school. and now she tattooed an AB's name on her lower back, like, and it looked like she's wearing Fashion Nova or Sheen. Like she doesn't care about her life. Like, come on,
I thought Shashanova was cool. I thought you could wear that.
nah, that's like Zara. That shit tear apart if you move too fast.
But what would make her do this? What would make her fall into this gap? I always thought Keisha Cole was like cool, like she has some sense, but this shit is just outlandish. So how does this happen?
After Frankie passed, I think she just lost her mind even more. I think maybe that was part of it. She had a lot of other issues going on. And then if you watch the verses, she was gone.
Which means she was saucy?
Yeah, she looked like she was just gone. Like she was not the Keisha Cole that, seemed like she had sense.
I don't ever remember her having sense per se. I don't ever remember that stage of life for her. It's just always just been, she's just trauma filled, and I feel bad for the girl, but she's just somebody that's never dealt with all the issues she has, and it clearly shows.
Uh-huh.
I guess I don't know her enough. I always thought she was kind of put together, but I never watched. Did she have a show before with her family?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it? So when you see people do crazy stuff like that, doesn't it just like decrease their attraction value, or like?
Oh yeah.
Like you're doing bum stuff. So like even if she's cute, like it just changes it.
Yeah.
I would assume.
For sure. If you see somebody doing something outlandish, yeah, that can definitely deplete their attraction. Like your attraction to them for sure. I don't know. Maybe I never watched but I don't watch that type of TV. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop and all that corny shit.
Man, it's trash.
I don't watch Insecure. That's for women. You know what I'm saying?
Insecure was dope.
I never watched Insecure, but Ratchet TV though, I used to watch that. I love me some Ratchet TV.
But
I sit there and I analyze it though. I don't watch it for entertainment purposes, more to analyze it.
That take the fun out of it.
But I just like to, I don't know. I just like to analyze stuff.
But to poop your point, the reason why I watch Insecure is exactly that. Because if I figure out what these heifers been doing, and Insecure telling all y'all secrets, it make me not even value like what chicks be. You know what I mean? Because you like, oh, you probably did what they did on episode 6. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just stayed away from it. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Adrian, with all that education you got, even though they don't pay y'all that much, how do y'all analyze this from a professional standpoint?
So first we would have to do like an assessment, you know what I'm saying, in which we just exploring some of everything, like childhood relationships, any type of trauma, has she had to need therapy before, any type of drug use, all of that stuff. So that's the first step. And then from there is just, we'll come up with a diagnosis and then just continue to work with them. So for her, I probably would address see if there was any substance stuff with her first, to kind of try to address the addiction piece first. And then based off of my assessment, just kind of, go from there depending on what I see.
I got a follow-up question first before I do anything. Hey, Alex.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Talking about, hi, nigga, bring your ass. And Bub, man, they can have them secrets, bro. Adrian, what about him? Does he indeed have an IEP? Because I tend to agree with Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we never can say 100%, but probably, it's some stuff wrong with him too. Like you can see it. I don't know what. I don't know the severity of it. So I try to stay away from just being like, oh, just because I see somebody do something, they have like some type of something going on with them with their mental health, or just say they have a specific diagnosis. But yeah, he definitely need to work some things out on somebody's couch.
Okay. Why you keep rocking back and forth, nigga?
Because it's comfortable, y'all. I'm chilling.
Oh, all right, nigga. You got a tick or something? You straight?
Yeah, I'm chilling, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I don't know. AB, have you ever heard him give an interview?
No.
I saw his interview with what's the one with Ocho Cinco?
I'm Athlete.
Yeah, I'm Athlete. I think he was on there.
Yeah, he was.
He's not
not really the person to interview him, so we really couldn't gauge
Yeah.
much off of that.
Yeah, Brandon Marshall, he does good, but AB just all over the place. And there was these two white dudes that interviewed him, and they just let him talk,
Yeah,
and it
full
was
strength
all
podcast.
yeah.
I saw that one too.
He made a fool out of him. So every time he talk, I feel like he make a fool out of himself. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Interesting. Listen, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Once again, we're streaming on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, both on my personal page to get everybody over to the actual Facebook page. This might be risky. You also see more engagement on that page. In terms of the podcast, I post the shows twice a week on the podcast, Anchor, Apple, Spotify, so on and so forth. We also have merch, which is in the bio. So we actually, what'd you say? All right. Yeah, so we actually have a sponsor as well for this episode. So Direction CYOP, We Major Clothing. Got a quick commercial.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basically, pay attention, stay alert, and remember, choose your own path.
Definitely a dope clothing line. Check it out. I'll also put the link for that clothing line in the description, in the bio as well. So shout out to them. Yeah, okay, George, you about to go to bed. Yeah, man. Once again, like, share, subscribe, and make sure your kids got a bedtime because this nigga does not. All right. So let's get to the main topic. This is episode 33, by the way. Shout out to that. So So Adrian, you brewed this up. So I'm gonna need you to add context. Are men the reason why black women are single?
Hell no.
Eddie.
Oh, my bad. Let me mute.
All right. So the context is I'm thinking about women just like overall. So when I say are men the main reason, I think in terms of when we talk about daddy issues. And you know what? Let me back up. What really made me think about it was hemp. Something you always say when you're like with white people and how they got to pay for the sins of their ancestors.
Yeah.
So then I got to thinking, well, do us as black men have to pay for the sins of our fathers or of our brothers? So from the daddy issues piece that they cause, or that, you know, we cause, from the degrading of black women, from the not protecting, you know, black women, from men molesting people, daughters or nieces or whatever in their families, like black men have caused a lot of trauma. And so while it's not this generation as much, we got to pay for that too, if the same thing applies to that narrative. So that's why I was thinking about it. And so from looking at it from that perspective, are we the main reason, or what percentage of the overall blame would you say is on the black man? Eddie, ready?
I mean, it's difficult because we have to consider accountability, which most women are allergic to. I'm gonna say most, not all. Most, not all. So Slim and Shanae, don't jump on me just yet. It's one of those things where it's like, where do women begin to say, you know what, I made these decisions, I chose this path, I was wrong, I understand the circumstances and the consequences of it, and you're not blaming the man, right? Because at the end of the day, when things go south, you chose that man. When you have situations going on where it's just like he's problematic, you chose that man, right? And it's like it's always interesting how much after the fact, when things hit the fan, it's just like, oh, you realize, you know what? It wasn't him, it was more so me. But that's never what we hear, is it? It's always like, well, I was young, or I was dumb, I didn't really understand what was going on, yada yada yada. But it's just like, nah, when you know, bent down and got your eagle on, you know what the hell was going on. But now that life has hit you and you woke the hell up, it's like we're the ones to be blamed for these things. Like, nah, I don't think so.
So is there any credence though to what Adrian was saying, or you think the majority of that responsibility or the main reason certainly isn't men?
the main reason isn't us, man. Like people have to take responsibility for who the hell they are and the decisions that they make, regardless of gender. And I think, I've said this before, it's just like men don't have any type of escapism whatsoever. Whatever the hell we do, whatever the hell points back to us, we have to take that on 100%, right? But when it comes to women, it's just like we have a little more leeway, we have a little more grace. So yeah, my response to that is it's not our fault, but in this society, we get some of the fault or all of it when none of it should be placed on us.
Okay. Poop, what you think? The main reason why are men the main reason why so many black women are single?
I don't think that they're the main reason, but to Adrian's point, there's some residual effects from previous generations that are affecting women and how they deal with relationships. So are they the main reason? No, but they definitely play a factor into that, right? Like it's not just so, I mean, yeah, there are women that are out there, getting their ego on, but at the same time, they don't necessarily know how to, anybody could have sex, right? Like that's just a part of it. They don't know how to deal with a man. They don't know how to deal with relationships. They don't know how to deal with conflict. And that comes with whatever their upbringing was, right? Like, so I know in my early 20 years, I was a mean girl, right? So it was, I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt me. It was just easier to do that. It's easier for me to walk away from a situation because it's just, you're in control of that. But if you, after you sit on a couch and you realize, all right, well, maybe this has to do with your abandonment issues. Maybe this has to do with, and you start pinpointing what these issues are. There's a lot of people that don't have the means to be able to speak to somebody. And so they live their life. They're well into their 40s to where they're just living this sour ass life. And these are probably the women that you're talking about.
So what's the main issue?
For everyone, or like
why so many black women are single? What's the main reason if men aren't?
Healthcare. Healing. Yeah, a lot of people aren't getting the right help that they need to even, they don't even know how to identify what they have going on.
So you're saying past traumas are the reason why so many black women are single?
Yes. Solely.
I'm trying to figure out
more
what
than likely that happened by.
And most of the time, the women that are married and probably had a better upbringing than the women that are not.
Okay. We'll address that, but I want to get Shanae in here. Shanae, are men the reason why so many black women are single? Now remember, we know your comments now. So.
In a sense, I feel like, yeah. I'm sorry. Because I feel like women, a lot of times, women are the ones that are dealing with our issues more right now. We are the main ones that's like, okay, we're going to focus. We're like, okay, I don't care about being single right now. I want to focus on me and do everything I need to do. And we don't care about y'all men a lot of the times. Men are the ones, in my opinion, that are not really focused on trying to get to that healing space. I feel like we're waiting for you to catch up to us, and it's not really happening. We are working on, okay, we know we had issues and trauma. Look at y'all faces. But we had issues and traumas from the past, and we recognize that. So to your point, Eddie took them out. We're not accountable. Yes, the hell we are. We are accountable. We want to do better. We want to sit here and say, okay, you know what? Maybe I have some issues that I need to deal with. Maybe I have mommy issues. Maybe I have daddy issues. Men don't really feel like they have any issues. They are not the first ones to want to go and see a therapist. We will go see the therapist. That's just my opinion. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've noticed the progress black men have been making, but it's leaps and bounds from yesteryear. If you just look at the statistics.
You always talking about statistics.
That matters. Data matters.
It has to matter.
But whose statistics are they? Are they your statistics? What population sample are you using? I just took a course in statistics. So what population sample are you using? Do those factors correlate? Do the variables correlate with each other?
No, I understand that. I understand all variables, correlations, all of that, right? But in regards to statistics, if you're looking at particularly just Black statistics in the modern era for the last 10 years in particular, it's become more popular for Black men to engage therapy, right? So if we're engaged in therapy, we're discussing our issues. We're discussing what's wrong with us. We're discussing where we need to be better, right? And I'm saying some, not all, right? Some, not all, right? But it's becoming something where we're garnering more numbers around that. And unlike the soliloquy you just gave, we're not belaboring that to women, right? Because you said, oh, we do this, we do that as women, but men aren't doing that. Men are absolutely doing that. And we're doing it more because we're beginning to clearly see how much women really don't give a shit about our issues, right? If you find a group of men, they're often together or out because they're tired of what's going on at home, or they just can't talk to their woman, right? Regardless of how spectacular their relationship could be. So we're doing all the above. We're doing that work. We're focused on ourselves, as you mentioned, right? We're working on our careers, right? If I have mommy, daddy issues, I'm working on that too, right? So there's this duality there where it's just like on one end, there are women who explain it the way you did are like, oh, men aren't doing that work. But in reality, we're absolutely doing that work, right? And like we're engaging in more. And the men who are doing that work and the men who aren't, we're checking the men who aren't, you know, if they're in our vicinity, right? Not playing savior, not like that. But it's just like, nah, brother, if you approach it this way, maybe things will change your relationship. If you look at things this way, maybe your career will change, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. And I think it's more so too, men are getting left at high volumes. Like, we will leave you. And that wasn't always the case. So it makes men have to be accountable, right? So if it was the 50s or 60s, listen, I had to depend on this man to take care of me.
Oh my
And
God.
if he had a secret family or he slapped me upside the head, listen, I would have to deal with it. And he never had to be accountable. They're getting left at high volumes. We will leave you. We will leave because we don't have to necessarily depend on you in that caliber. So men getting left, their feelings is getting hurt. And they like, listen, I got to have a personality now. Let me straighten some things out. Let me try to
What
figure out.
are you talking about, Pooh?
I
Don't act like
I
you're
get
not
what
following
she's
suit.
saying.
There's way more. There's more women than men. I don't know
It
if you've been
doesn't
to
mean that
Washington D.C., but it's
people are
not
getting
close.
are people not getting divorced at high volumes, and most
Yeah,
likely
yes,
Because
yes.
women are saying
what's the
we
percentage
good. We
of
don't have to have you. We
Women,
want you, but we don't
women
have to
are
have
the
you.
higher it's women that are initiating the divorce in most cases, right?
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
but
80
Yeah,
or
we
90%.
talked about that in
yeah,
past episodes.
80%. So,
It's
so you're
right.
saying like women are trying to hold men accountable, and then
No,
if
we're
men
saying
don't
that
live up to these
where
standards, they leave
they
them.
weren't being held accountable before because women stayed, right? So if I was in a relationship in the 60s, I would stay with you. You didn't have to address the fact that you were aggressive at home or you were doing whatever it was. You pull that shit today, a woman will leave you.
But women are what? But the issue is that the women are unmarried though. They're single. They're dying alone, more so than the men.
I
So
think you're
even though Black women initiate these divorces and they breaking up their homes, they're not recovering.
even if a man goes out and finds another woman, right? He's
Which he
probably had
will.
to do some search, which is fine. He probably did some soul searching first to get it right the next time around.
No,
Because he don't. Okay.
no, because think about it. If men are unhappy, we stay. Right? See, men
But
don't
I'm
actually
saying
leave
when
their
men
old
get
rage.
left, you're telling me that a man gets left, his heart is broken, and he doesn't do any soul searching?
What I'm saying is, I don't think his heart's broken.
Okay.
I think men get broken when you guys start to take our money and shit y'all didn't earn. But if it was just amicable splits, I think men would be just fine.
But it's not always that way.
I know. I'm just saying.
You're saying that all men just, if they get broken up with, they don't care, they just move on and don't need help.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you
Their
think that.
feelings.
I think you may think that we, like, women change us. You guys can't change us.
No, men have to change themselves.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Men have to change themselves. Nobody said that a woman can change you.
Well, that's kind of the point. Like, you guys can't
A
change
scenario, a situation, you could learn from that though. You could be like, yo, I really fucked this up. I don't necessarily want to be back in this situation, but I know I probably did some things wrong that I need to correct before I enter this next relationship.
But based on that right there, does it have to be a situation where remotely blame the man? Can you be in a situation where it's not the most presentable situation and you solely say, you know what, I need to do some things for myself, not blaming him at all? Or does
As
he
a woman,
absolutely have to be blamed for something along the line of whatever?
I'm not sure on the question. Does the woman have to be accountable? Is what you're asking?
Yes, but it's also like if you're seeing the things that you're seeing, like, okay, our relationship isn't going the right way or whatever, it's just like, can you do that? Can you even say those things without even mentioning the man in the equation? Or there has to be a
Absolutely.
situation where that man has to get some sort of stray in some sort of way.
No, you could be just a trash woman. You could just you just may not be able to process things the right way, and you might just be an evil person.
That's the
Mm.
most accountability I've heard in 2022. Thank you, Slim. Dead
Yeah,
ass.
women be trash. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm still analyzing like women will leave, so it's like, ooh, get your shit together. Like, I
You don't
don't
have to.
know.
You're not doing it for anybody else, but the fact of like, damn, I really fucked that up. It's not to put on a show for anybody else. That woman's, you probably don't even want her back, but you still gonna be like, yeah, I could have did some things differently.
Mm. I think black women got a lot of shit to work on that they don't understand.
Yeah.
I think that y'all so focused on school, like we give a fuck, and it's like you guys get these degrees that don't turn a profit. And then it's like they're over exaggerating their value, and those values don't actually correlate when it comes to a man in a relationship. And then men get deterred and turned off, like with the shows, like when you see people in like Benny the Butcher, right? I like Benny the Butcher. If y'all listen to Griselda, but I don't follow that nigga on Instagram because it takes away from like the mystique of like the rapper, because you got so much access to people and shit.
Absolutely.
So like with
I
women, it's
can't
just
listen to Meek
like,
Mills anymore because he's so corny, and I loved Meek.
but he corny as hell on
He's so
Instagram.
corny. I can't listen to Dreams and Nightmares ruined for me.
It's right? Like you see, and I think like women be overblowing this stuff. Then when you meet them, you be like, oh, she regular as hell.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, regular as hell.
Shanae, we don't care about you guys' degree. We don't care about none of that internal development y'all think y'all doing, because it don't coincide with what we want.
So y'all want a dumb girl?
No,
I
it's
ain't
not.
said it.
So why can't we have degrees?
You can have degrees, but like what?
Yeah.
It just doesn't do anything for the totality of the relationship. Like, yes, have your stuff together. Like, I expect a woman to be an adult, right? But like overall, you give a shit about that stuff, man. Like once you really matriculate into life, it's kind of like, all right, you making money, I'm making money. Who gives a shit?
So are we getting degrees for ourselves or for you?
You should be getting it for yourself.
Okay, so then why should we care whether you like it or not? We're getting it for ourselves anyway.
Because we are the pallbearers of relationships. Y'all the pallbearers of sex.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a relationship, if you want a marriage, you got to play our game. You on our time.
So we got to give up the Cuda Cats?
I mean, my answer is always yes to that, but
yeah. I mean that definitely, you definitely have to. But do you understand like the development you guys do? It doesn't benefit us in a way you guys may think. And I think that
you're saying developing your personality doesn't benefit who?
Well, so I'm glad you said that. It's not development in personality. It's in like school, right? So a lot of social aspects, practicing being a wife, that's not happening.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's not for y'all.
Like I said,
we've already established that in several episodes that's not for y'all.
No. So they want a dumb girl. They said no, they want
but what I'm saying is the highly educated woman who's only focused on that is at a deficit when it comes to what men want.
Right, but that's not the topic, and we've had this topic several times. It's like we're beating a dead horse. We get that. You don't care about degrees. We got it. Not the topic though.
No, yes it is, because we're saying
that's why women are single, because they want to be educated. Got it.
Not see, there goes the
the
Trojan horse nonsense. Oh Lord, every situation like this, man. Like you got to stick to the topic. We did not say we
Exactly.
did not want you uneducated. Nobody want no idiot gal. No, that's not what we said.
Hey, so but this goes back to my point, right? When we talk about like just the power of a man, the presence of a man, when that's missed from a woman, it's hard for them to recoup from it. You see what I'm saying? I think because we are so powerful, because we are so necessary, when we are the ones who cause trauma, logically, we understand why you should be able to get past it or be able to kind of think for yourself and make your own decisions. But that's because we are men. Like we are that. And they have lacked that in their lives, or that was used to hurt them. So maybe it's not really feasible for them to just get it. Like we're looking at them as if they should be able to do certain things just because we can. And maybe that's not the case.
But Adrian,
It's a thought.
Are they gonna accept? Yeah. So are they gonna accept like guidance though?
They can, but remember when we talked in another episode, are we giving it to them in a way that it can be received? So I feel like the issue now what it is, you got niggas who shouldn't be talking about the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is how you could be holding them accountable, but you got niggas who are not even accountable themselves from the bottom of the bottom. And so now everywhere they look, that's the only message that they are getting. That's not going to be helpful, I feel like.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So question, hey, do you think you think we're at fault for this?
I do. For the majority of it, I do. From the standpoint of, it's almost like the more value I see of a man, the more damage we cause. And I don't think we as men understand the damage that we cause women and how difficult it could be for a woman to recover. Yes, from as simple as your father not being in the home. It could be the mom's fault for whatever reason. That shit matters to a degree that it may affect their development so much that it's harder for them to recover. And then even when you look at the fact that we're built differently. So whereas we can compartmentalize a lot of our feelings and just look more straight and just make a sound decision off of this and hold ourselves accountable, they may not actually be able to do it in all cases. That's all I'm saying. Like, is that a possibility? That's all.
Okay. Yeah. So let me. So yeah. So I think you have a point. I'm just trying to figure out like the percentage. Like,
so I say I ain't gonna say main because again I don't even think I understand it, but I'll say about 35. I say about 35 is due to some type of hurt or trauma for a man. And again, I feel like the more I continue to grow personally, the more power I see like that I really have. I think men were more powerful than we even know. And so that's why we are called, like, that's why we're called to like lead and be the head, because we should be able to look at things from different perspectives, from different point of views, and always be open to just learning something differently too. Always constantly assessing because we have the gift to be able to do it. I think men, we do that naturally. I don't think women do.
okay. So do you think that's the reason why they lean into other things like school?
Yeah, I think environment, because they're taught, okay, let me protect myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they're pushed to do. Hey, yeah, go to school. So I agree when men are like, yo, your degrees don't matter. They don't, because they don't teach you anything that is going to allow us to have a successful relationship. All that's going to do is put you in more of a place where you feel like you don't need us or you don't want us, which was Slim was saying too. Like, that's why y'all just did, because y'all don't see the need of a man. So it's easy for y'all to walk away. So a lot of it is on you, but I think we started a lot of it. And I think it's just harder for them to pull a lot of it. So again, I definitely think the accountability piece that men are talking about, fire. But I think where it's getting overkill is because niggas who shouldn't be speaking on it are speaking on it. You got the most dustiest dudes. Right. And I get to, like, even as a man, I feel like we're good at receiving things from somebody, even if it's coming from the wrong person. But women aren't. Like, they're just not built that way. And so after a while, how can you blame somebody for not having the capacity to do something that they really never were designed to do?
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting.
Eddie, like, nigga, whatever.
I like that point. So, Adrian, are you saying that you don't think as men, collectively, that you all are aware of your power and what you all bring to the table?
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think we spend a lot of time. I think all of us at some point pander a little bit too much to what we think a woman may want, as opposed to standing up and being who we're supposed to be. I think that's fair.
But
So,
not
Alex,
only that,
go ahead.
yeah, what you think about like with yourself, just like more in your understanding, more in your knowledge. Like as years go on, you see the impact you really be having to where it's like, damn, like I really like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's levels and it gets higher and higher for us. But I'm done. I've been talking a lot.
Yeah, no, that's
Though.
true. I'm thinking, Alex, what the fuck? You in the bathroom?
No, I don't have anything in here.
Jesus Christ, what are you sitting on?
There's nothing in here. I'm not in my brown chair this time.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. You standing up?
No, I'm sitting. I'm in a chair. It's not the brown chair. The lower
Let
chair.
me see.
What you need to see it for? It's a chair.
All right. What you think? Are men the main reason why women are single? Black women?
After hearing Adrian's point, I would say yes.
Well, you know, you was gonna say yes anyway.
No. Because I think of it from a level of foundation, right? When the dad isn't in the home, or if he's not that dominant figure to lay the foundation down for a woman to understand, okay, this is what you are supposed to expect out of a man. These are your standards. So when he's not there, you already have that taken away, right? So then she goes out into the dating world, and then she's dealing with individuals who, may also dealing with men who may not have a foundation of how to be a man. They may have been raised by mothers. So then you try to put these people together, and women, we are raised, especially in this era and time, we are raised to be independent. We go to college because we are here because so that we do not depend on a man, so that we're not like our mothers, so that we're not looking for this man to make. So if he decides to leave, okay, we're still good, we're still okay. So how do you, it's such a complex question, but I think it starts from before these kids are even born, personally. Is that foundation there when you are deciding to start this family and then continue on the line?
So would it, based on some of what you just said, would it be the person's fault who raised you in some way, shape, or form? Because you're being taught to be independent, to be by yourself, to not need a man, when you know good and goddamn well that's not how it was created.
Yeah.
Is it the mom's fault?
I think it's both parents. Well, the father for not being there or being present, and I also think it's the mother's fault. But I think the mothers are coming from a place of survival. I need you to be able to take care of yourself should anything happen, right? And when you're in survival mode all the time, you are not able to teach your daughter how to. And if you've never seen your mother in a relationship, you're never able to be that example. There are parents, right? Mm-hmm. So if you've never been taught that in the home, how, when you become an adult, are you able to have that? I know for me personally, single mother too, like my mom was like, no, you can worry about boyfriends and being a wife and all the other stuff later on. I never had that example. So then becoming married, it was a shocker to me. Like, oh, it's not like I can call my mom and ask for advice because she's never been married. There are just things that I cannot call. So that just goes back to me on a personal, like, I wish she dated, I wish she was engaged, or I wish she had me around my father more. But their situation is a thing in itself. But I think that made me unprepared for the dating scene.
Okay. Some culpability there. Mm-hmm. Q. Are men the main reason why black women are single?
No. I think that women are the reason that black women are single. Because if you look at it from the perspective of men who have trauma and who have mommy issues, that starts with a woman. And they don't make the best mates, and they don't become the most compatible people for women. So I find that usually, even when a guy has an absent father, he's a better version of himself than when him and his mom don't have uh, the right kind of relationship. So I think it starts back from men with a woman. So women are the reason that Black women are single.
So is this kind of aligning with what you said? Like it's the women who's raising them?
Say that again.
So this comment, is this kind of like what's happening that you think the largest the reason is?
Um, yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
I don't think it's just like, because if you say black men having trauma is the reason that Black women are single, then that's a different argument. You could basically say Black women having trauma is the reason Black men are single, because that's just toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're speaking to toxicity.
Okay.
But if you
Hmm.
go to the root of why Black men aren't a good quality version of themselves or compatible for relationship, it would likely be their mother.
Oh, I see. Hmm. Who has a thought on that? I do, but I want to reserve. Go ahead, Eddie.
That's interesting. I like Hugh's comment, the introspection of it. I do think it could absolutely go either way. If you're talking about a young woman who didn't have her father, in the way that Alex spoke about it, having or not having those type of examples, right? Even with her mom, right? Not being able to tap her as a source regarding relationships or even marriage, right? The same goes for guys too. Like if, your mom was abusive, right? Or if your dad wasn't there, right? You're looking at attempting to build something and you don't even got all the pieces, right? So it's just like when you're looking at relationships and your partner is asking for particular things from you, you don't have a space to pull from. You don't have examples to say, okay, I've seen this before. When my mom and dad were doing it, they dealt with it this way, whatever the topic may be, right? So you don't have that, right? So like you're pulling from an empty cup, and it's like, yo, I don't have the tools to have the words to say this to you when you're feeling this way, or I don't have the patience to listen to something that I don't have, the acknowledgement or the back wisdom to say like, oh, okay, this is how we're gonna do this, do that, right? I think all of the relationships that I know that are younger, they all have parents, both of them, or they've had strong masculine or strong feminine entities in their lives. So they're able to say like, okay, I can pull from these experiences and I can speak to this in my relationship or what have you. But for the folks that are like perpetually single or always breaking up and whatnot, the constant that I see with them is that they either don't have both parents or they don't have a consistency of how to like really engage the way that Adrian kind of broke it down earlier.
Hmm. Shanae, so do you think this is more viable? Like, do you think that it's the parents' fault or lack thereof? And by parents, I mean the generation before us, um, the iniquities of those generations that are now causing this divide and making it difficult for Black women to find relationships. What do you think?
I would agree. A lot of people always tell me I'm really independent, right? And I had to think about it. I'm like, it's because I was taught to be independent of a man. And that's usually what you're taught. And I grew up in a single parent home, but then, my mom got married, but I was still being taught to think like that. So although I went from a broken home to a two-parent home, I still had that whole mindset that you have to be independent because that man, like Alice said, that man can leave. And then, then what? You have to know how to fend for yourself. So I'm a mother of boys, and I don't teach them to be that way. So I want to break that generational curse, although that has been what I've been taught. And that's usually what happens. It depends on how you are raised, but you can still break that cycle either way.
Teach them
It's
to
up
be
to you
what
to want to
way?
break that cycle, though.
Yeah, teach them to be what way though?
I want to teach them to not feel like I don't want them to feel like they need a woman. I don't want them to feel like women need them. Still be independent and don't feel like you have to rely on mommy for anything, but know who you are, know what you want. I just want them to be a man, know how to lead. That's another thing. Know how to lead as a man. And obviously I'm not a man, so I can't teach that. So trying to have them around positive male influences so they can learn that is difficult though. Because again, we have men that have a lot of these traumas, and then it's like, well, what do you do? So I'm having to play both roles in a sense, which can be hard. But I guess I go with the fact of what I would have wanted from a father or, and a man. So
yeah, but lead what though? Because you saying
lead their household. As they're
just
growing, I want
they
them to
don't
know how
need
to
a
lead.
woman. So what does that look like?
What'd you say? To not
So,
need a woman?
yeah, like you said, they don't need a woman.
Yeah, I don't want them to feel like, they have to have somebody in order to, go further in life. Like I have to have. Like I'm big on this whole not feel like you have to need. I would rather you be desired. Like I want to feel wanted, and I want my children to feel like a woman wants you, but don't feel like they have to need you. In that
If I
sense.
can interject real quick. So that all just sounds very convoluted, but it's coming from what you know, right?
Yeah,
So you
I
just
guess you could say that,
mentioned
yeah.
you just mentioned the core of how you grew up was based upon a mother who taught you that you don't need nobody and always strive to get things for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the same token, you just mentioned the fact that if you were teaching somebody, particularly a male, that you don't need nobody, you want to be desired, etc., right? You can't possibly think that you can recognize leadership in a man if you've never seen it before. Not only that, when that leadership shows up, it's going to be problematic to you because you're so used to having the reins, and that type of leadership means you got to let go and you got to trust, which a
That's
lot of
true.
women have no idea how to do or don't want to do because it's just like, oh shit. Like I actually ran into a man that holds his shit together, knows how to lead me, protects me, and all the above. But I'm so used to doing it by myself that I can't let go. So now you're not letting go. Sounds like attitude to us. Sounds like you're not being a part of the program. This doesn't want you to lead. Like it just becomes an issue. So like I just wanted to acknowledge that might
No
be a
attitude
possible
though.
trauma right there.
But
Huh?
there's no attitude with it. But I get what you're saying. So you
It
said,
is a firm attitude.
but you
I'm
said you
talking
don't.
to you from the perspective of a man. So, like, what you're telling me, if I were to receive what you're saying, if you and I were in a relationship, that's straight up attitude. And I'm going to tell you exactly like that because you need to hear it that way. So, I can't expect you to grow from that if you don't hear it the way it is.
Okay. I'll take that.
And also, Poop, I want to ask you. Well, so Shanae, you got that? That was real.
I got it. I'm gonna take accountability for that. He said we don't take accountability, but I do. I can own what he's saying. I'll be honest. I'm own part of that. There's some validity to what he's saying.
Indeed. No, that shit was deep. That was dope. I'm gonna put that as a clip. Poop.
What's up?
Women be all this independent shit and all that. Do women really want all that pressure though?
I don't know. I'm not a person to ask. Because since day one I've been anti-independent. I never sung Beyonce. I don't listen to none of her albums. And a lot of times, when I was younger and I started my family and I would say stuff like that, people would be like, oh, that's crazy. She wants to be a bum. It was such a big thing for people to see me be a stay-at-home mom. They're like, I don't get that. What do you mean? Like, you need to work. Why would you want to stay home and take care of your kids? Who just wants to do that? It was like in the Black community, there's no stay-at-home mom. Either you're a bum. Like there's no, it doesn't exist in the Black community. In the white community, you could be a stay-at-home mom. You could be a caregiver. You could do whatever. It just doesn't exist.
It's not champion.
It just doesn't exist. People couldn't wrap their head around the fact that I wanted my husband to go to work and I needed to stay home with my kids because they were just small. Right? I've never championed. Now, I don't believe in not being able to make your own money. I do believe in having bread for yourself. I do believe and it's not just if a man leaves you, he could die. This man might get sick tomorrow. He could stay with you, but what if he gets hit by something now he can't work? How can you continue to take care of your family? So you need to have some skill. Right. So you have to be able to do something. You have to have a way of earning money. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to lead anything. And if I feel like I have to do that, then I'm probably not the person for you.
Yeah. Good point. Alex, do you think that on Poop's point, maybe women should stop saying just in case he leave me or if I need to leave him? Or and then should it become like a just in case I need to help? Like, do you think that might come across a little bit better and not so adversarial? Because that's how it comes across a lot of times to us.
Yeah, I think now that I'm married, that is my mindset shifted to in any event that I need to help, right? Prior to being married, it was just like, well, he could leave, we could break up. I need to have my own space. I need to have a little rainy fund. But now that I'm married, my perspective is I need to be able to contribute. I need to be able to help out just in case something happens. And another point that I like that Slim talked about was Black women being stay-at-home moms, right? It's funny because like my husband and I don't have children yet, but we were having that conversation and I was just like, well, could I be a stay-at-home mom? And he was just like, I mean, my mom worked, so why would you? And then we have a friend who is his wife is a stay-at-home mom. And I have caught myself being like, oh, don't you want to work? Don't you want your own money? Don't you want this? But that also comes from just thinking about what Slim said. That comes back from what I've seen. We haven't had the luxury as a whole, as Black people, as Black women, to be that stay-at-home mom because we had to get out and get it because maybe the father wasn't there, we weren't being paid enough, so we had to get out there and, you know, make sure that we were doing what we were supposed to do to make sure that bills were paid and food was on the table. So that's something that I never thought about until you just said that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm getting a lot of good points, and they're conflicting points a bit, but they're all viable points. You know, from when Adrian was going, then Shanae went, and then Eddie kind of like rebutted it in a way. And I'm all like, damn, is everybody right? Like, I don't know.
What? Not Hemp jumping the fence.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
What?
Okay, you got the Alex.
That ass, and you know how you try to get over the fence, you throw your leg over, but your nuts get caught. That's how I feel. Like, cause I'm like, damn, I don't really want to agree with Adrian because I believe in accountability, but at the same time, as a man, I know that I'm here to lead and guide. You feel me? But it's just like, so one thing I wanted to say is like my daughters, I don't intend for them not to think that they need to be independent and they don't need a man and things of that nature. I want them to be educated and be able to fend, but I don't want that to be their main goal. I just don't know how. I don't know if that's a woman's real fulfillment in life. I don't want them to be 50 years old, no kids, no husband, and then be looking around like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like women get way more fulfillment in having that family and kids and that nuclear and that protection and all that. And I think that outweighs some of the things that we highlight now, you know? Not to say I don't want them to go to school. And I'm not paying for no social work degree. No offense. I'm not paying for no criminal justice. I'm not paying for no communications degree. So the motherfuckers better do STEM or I don't better get a scholarship. I'm not paying for that other shit. Sorry, Adrian.
Nah, you good. I was saying that with my girls, they got to get a full ride, or I'm only paying for them to be a nurse, bro.
Yeah,
I pay for them to go to nursing school, and then you can pay to do whatever you want to do. So if you don't get a scholarship, you can become an LPN that'll get you enough bread. You can still stay with me. I'll charge you rent. I'll double it up. I'll match whatever you pay me when you get ready to move out. So we're moving you into a house, but I'm not paying for you to do nothing else. Dance. Not even lawyer, doctor stuff. Like, you better do what you need to do in high school. Y'all gonna be accountable off gate in terms of that. But yeah, I'm trying to get them up out of here, y'all. They gotta get up out of here, y'all.
Some of those I think doctor, that's just a lot of work to be an MD. Yeah. I think the attorneys is kind of oversaturated, especially in like bigger cities. There's a lot of attorneys, you know what I mean? But damn, I'm just processing that shit, man. I don't like being on the fence.
Yeah, make sure you clip this right here of Hemp on the fence, man. Hemp got that Alex syndrome, so make sure.
Wow. Yeah, Alex. Did you hear her last week, bro? She was like, she was saying right to everything, bro.
Hush.
Yeah, it was Tori was right. Megan was right. I said, God damn, nigga. Being on the fence is a weird thing. Interesting, man. I really gotta analyze this. This is a deep topic. This is a dope topic, though. Shout out to Adrian. That's why he in the middle, because he came up with this shit. You know what I mean? So Adrian, good job for once, man.
I'm 1 for 30. I'm 1 for 30.
1 for 30. Hey, I'll take what I can get, right? Hey, shout out to our sponsor. I want to play the commercial one more time. Direction CYOP Clothing. DirectionCYOP.com.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basically, pay attention, stay alert, and remember, choose your own path.
I'll put the link in the description. So listen, man, we'll be back to Thursdays, as usual. I definitely appreciate the impromptu. Shanae, you did a good job. A lot of people get fired their first day coming, but we definitely want to have you back. So shout out to you.
Made him graduated out the comment section.
Yeah, word is bomb. Again, follow her. You see her. Is that your Instagram, Shanae?
It is.
Indeed. Also, we have Inside the Locker Room on Saturdays, God willing, and every other week we got That Ain't in the Bible. This week we're gonna figure out if the Bible champions monogamy. So we're gonna bust that down for all these Christians so that they can learn something for once instead of go to
Unintended.
Yeah, on the bust that down, right? Yeah. So we're gonna see if we can chop up that fable. You know what I mean? I don't really like Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs. So Slim, final thought.
It's okay to be wrong and learn from your mistakes.
Indeed. Eddie?
It ain't my fault. Stop blaming men.
Shanae?
Always be accountable for things in your life. I'm big on accountability, so always be accountable.
I like it. Alex?
Ham, welcome to my side of the team. You go both ways. But accountability is key. And then I wanted to just send thoughts and prayers to the victims out in Buffalo, New York.
Mm-hmm. Q?
Just want to say, if these men aren't working out for you, single women, y'all should think about exploring them.
Yo, Q the GOAT.
Oh man.
Oh my
God. I'll say, regardless of the reason why we at, man, I encourage everybody to do the work. Hold yourself accountable. Get you a therapist. Get on somebody's couch, and really explore some things, yo. And let's give each other grace when dealing with one another, yo.
Word. I think Keisha Cole has issues, so I think she definitely need to get that shit addressed. Adrian, I'll put your link in the description. Maybe she'll fucking call you after she see this. I'm not on the fence no more. So I think it's the people of yesteryear that have misguided us. So whether it be fathers or mothers, and I think largely our generation, the older millennials, we're doing a much better job. I think overall, even like on our panel just now, our millennial women are still willing to listen when we actually get them in front of us and we sit down and have the conversation, right? I think that they can be swayed a little bit more and they're not so jaded as the parents who raised us. So, Generation X, thanks for nothing. We're going to take it from here. You know what I mean? So, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and we out.